Hey darlings, please excuse the lighting. Someday all my videos will be crisp and clear and I won't do them in the dark in my car. But right now I'm multitasking, so nothing wrong with that. So today I wanted to talk about just more pros and cons to poly for me. So earlier today, I went to go visit my camper. So I bought this a couple months ago. It's about 30 grand, so not like amazing, but like pretty darn decent, pretty respectable. And I got it so that I would have a home if I needed one because I was selling my house, but also as a place to stay if I was working, because I have work visits and then usually there's some time in between where I would just hang out at my house. And so selling my house, I wouldn't be able to do that, so I wanted a place to do that. And I hadn't visited it for a while. So I went today because I was like, oh, I have this big break. I can go there, maybe take a nap and kind of figure it out better and plug it in and all this stuff. And I didn't see it. So I'm thinking, well, did they move it? Did they put it somewhere else? Because they store different RVs and things and it's a marina. So I was like, they probably don't have a new boat coming in, but maybe a new RV came in and they just moved mine. And I haven't been there, so, you know, whatever, it's fun. And so I messaged the guy who owns the place and he calls and he's like, yeah, I'm on vacation, but I'll have one of the guys who's there take a look for it. And I'm like, okay. And then I was like, oh, also I got stuck because I was driving my partner 5's Tesla. And it's amazing when I'm just driving and there's not like a lot of snow. Like even if it's really slippery out, I feel very safe. But if there's like some snow, I've gotten the thing stuck 3 times. And this time it was very stuck. But yeah, the guy's like, oh, there's a shovel you can borrow. And then also this guy is going to come help you too. I'm like, oh, cool. That's awesome. So I find the shovel and it's a trek. And also it's like, I don't know, at the time 7 degrees, but felt like negative something. And there's like all this ice just pelting me in the face because it's a marina. So we're right on the lake and it was insane wind. So I'm like, this is amazing. So yeah, I do this long trek. I get the shovel. I come back. And basically it's like a tiny bit of snow and just ice. And so I'm like just slamming the shovel, trying to get the ice, trying not to get like a flat tire or something. And it's not fun. And then this guy that works there comes on by after I was like working for half an hour. And he's like, oh, hey, yeah, your camper just wasn't there. Like I checked about 3 weeks ago and it was gone. And we just figured that you didn't want to do like winter living in a camper and you moved it. And I'm like, what? Why would you not double check with me? Like, I feel like that's a thing to just be like, oh, it's gone. Okay. Cause you know, it's paying like, you know, a decent chunk of change to store it there. So I'm like, that's awesome. So I'm feeling kind of frustrated and kind of violated and trying to remember what I had in the camper because I might have had some fairly important things in there. So that's worrisome. And then again, I took time to try to get the car out and he pulled it with his truck. But overall, it took like an hour to move it. So I was very cold and kind of like trying to still be upbeat and not let it get me down because I was very depressed for a long time and I finally kind of been coming out of it. I'm like, I don't want to go back to the depression. So I just want to stay decently upbeat, but feeling raw, feeling kind of vulnerable, feeling frazzled, a little on edge, just tired. And I was thinking, all I want to do is go home and have a cuddle with my main partner 5. Maybe watch some TV and just have a really relaxing evening, get to sleep in the morning. But then I was like, oh, I don't get to do that because it's a night for him and his wife to have an evening together. And it's like, that's totally like very much needed. And I very much understand that. But for me, I was like, I would really like a cuddle with him. And it's funny because the other night they had, maybe not funny, I was in a very dark place and didn't want to be around anymore. And I'm like, universe, like at least I want to be around. Like I'm feeling more positive. I'm like, could you do these on nights where I can cuddle with him? Like really? So for me, that's a big con because I feel like in a monogamous relationship, depending on your schedule and life and everything, usually, like in all the monogamous relationships I've been in before, if I had a bad day, I could come home and be with my partner and just cuddle and have that support. And like I said, I get life happens, or maybe, they're out with friends, or there's a work thing, or schedule issues, or whatever. But in general, in the relationships I've had, I've been able to do that. So it's really hard for me to not have that. And I just struggle with it. And there have been people like on my TikTok that will ask, like, are you happy? And before, there were moments, but it was definitely a lot of not happy. And I think just there was so much stress, so much transition, that it really just brought on a lot of depression stuff. And so it was really hard to be happy. And then all these fears that I thought I had kind of buried or overcome, I was hoping I overcame them, but I did not. I just buried them. They all came out. And so it was really hard. And it's like I've been healing a lot of those things. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling more confident in myself, but it's still hard. And like the relationship between me and Five's wife, Ronnie, was kind of strained for a bit, and it's gotten a lot better. I feel like we've gotten closer and we like each other a lot more. And so that's nice. But I feel like these nights where I don't have my main partner are just for the birds. Like, I don't like it. Not for me. And I mean, there's nights when it's fine. Like, I get to take a bath and watch something funny, because I rarely watch TV. So maybe I'll watch some Letterkenny, and I'll just groom, and I'll just enjoy the alone time. Like, I don't mind alone time at times, but it's hard when I want my person, and I can't have my person. So I was thinking, I do want someone that's more my person, that isn't really as much of a hinge partner per se. And I don't know what that would look like or how that would work, but I think I would feel like that would just work better for my relationship style. I don't know. So like I said, that's one of the cons. And the hard thing is, like, last time when I was really, really down, I have a special friend, my special friend Stallion, but it's not like a relationship. It's just a friendship, and I value it, and I love Stallion, but like I would have, because they're like an hour away, and I would have driven to them, but I was steeped in the Rona, and so I could not do that. And then now they're in Florida, so I'm like, because I would definitely love cuddles from them too. Like, they would be amazing. They would be as good as 5 cuddles, but not possible. But there is the one pro to the whole poly thing is I get to go on a date. So I mean, that's cool, and I am excited and everything, but it's different, with a new person. With 5, we've only been dating for like 6 months, but I feel like we've packed so much into those 6 months, like so much emotional growth, and I feel like we've seen each other at our absolute worst. Like, he's seen Scott, like me, in a very dark place, which is something I would not have shown someone at that point. My phone's tilting. But yeah, and I've seen him in dark places, and yeah. So there's something about that that's really comforting to me versus like someone who is newer and you don't really know as well. It's harder for me to get to know people. It takes so much mental work. But I'm excited that I have something to do. I'm excited I have a place to go and to hang out, and instead of sitting at home being like, I really want to cuddle, and all I can do is just listen to my partners going at it, which is kind of uncomfortable if you're not in a great headspace. So I don't know. I am trying to figure everything out. I'm trying not to jump into anything too quickly. I do really want to figure out just more the dynamic. I think we're really getting into kind of a swing. We're kind of getting a schedule that seems to be working for us. So it's not like I want to just run out and just find somebody and shove them into my life. Like, I want it to be more organic, but I'm realizing that, yeah, I need more. Yeah, I need more. I'm greedy. That's fine. So yeah, I'm still figuring things out. I have a lot to learn, but I'm glad that I'm feeling better, because even though it was a terrible day, I still feel a lot happier than I was. So that's good. Okay, bye.